So do you know that the entire premise of this whole shutdown is that we didn't want to have a situation that was much worse than the regular flu, which we believe to be in their neighborhood of, I don't know, 50 to 80,000 a year or something? Turns out that's just bullshit. The most basic thing our experts wanted us to understand was a lie. It was as much of a lie as masks don't work. It was as much of a lie as this does not pass from human to human. Thank you, China. So almost everything that we've been told about this thing has been wrong. All of the important shit has been wrong. And let me tell you as confidently as I can, don't wait for testing. Don't wait for testing to save you. There's not going to be any testing, not sufficient, because we know what the number is that would be sufficient. We're nowhere close. We don't have a plan to get there. There's no plan. There's not even a path. There's no way testing is going to save us. Nobody has a handle on it. Nobody knows what we're doing. Nobody thinks we're going to have enough. It's not a solution. How about the vaccine? Maybe we'll have one by the end of the year. Do you know how many times we've successfully made a vaccine for a coronavirus type of situation? What would you guess? How many times in history have we successfully made a vaccine for something of this type? How about zero? Zero. In the whole universe, the history of mankind, we've never made a vaccine that works on this sort of thing. Do you think we're going to make one now because we're trying harder? Well, maybe. But if we do, we're going to accidentally cure the whole common cold, because that's a coronavirus too. Now, I'm not saying we won't do it, because there's a lot of genius and energy being concentrated on it. Maybe we do. But would you count on it? I mean, the liars who are telling us, yeah, the vaccine's coming, be they medical, be they politicians, every one of them. They're not making us a vaccine. It's not even a thing. Stop lying to us. Stop lying to us. You have lost all moral authority. You've lost it. Moral authority comes not only from, the organization of things where you have a leader, and people say, well, the leader, we elected him, he's got moral authority. But you must also perform. You must show that you are capable to maintain your moral authority. Just because you were elected, that doesn't give you moral authority if you can't perform. And they're all lying to us. Every asshole that tells you they're an expert, a politician, they're all lying to you about all the important stuff. It's all a lie. Every bit of it. So, do you have a right to defy your government when they have lost their moral authority? Yeah, you do. You do. You can do anything you want to do morally. Now, legally you can't. There would be consequences, and I'm not going to suggest that you go get yourself in trouble. But from a moral standpoint, they're lying to us, and they're not performing. Did you know that we don't even know why viruses ever peter out? Did you know that? We don't even know why. What about this remdesivir? It's great stuff, right? I just heard a study says remdesivir, that'll cut down on that virus, baby. You got some virus in you? They've tested it. Remdesivir will reduce that virus in you. And therefore, obviously, it helps you survive, right? No. Remdesivir does not have any indication that it changes the survival rate. Forget it. If it doesn't change the survival rate, it's not a drug. It's just some company that's trying to make money. Do you really need to pay $1,000 to get better 3 days earlier when you were going to get better anyway? If it doesn't stop you from dying, it's not a drug. It's not a therapeutic. It's a nothing. It's a scam. It's I don't know, what is it? A vaccine? Some pharmaceutical company has figured out how to gouge the public again. They're lying about remdesivir. All right? Probably there's lies all over the place on hydroxychloroquine, probably in both directions. Totally unreliable bullshit information we have on that. We don't know what causes the virus to stop. We'll never have a vaccine. Stop lying to us. We don't have any therapeutics that are working. We have one option: to suck it up, do the best we can, and try to save the economy. Now that's obvious. Everybody knows that. And I don't know that you necessarily have to push your government to do something quicker. Because we're only talking now, 3.5 weeks to the end of May for most of the states. By then we'll have a lot of information about the other states. So we might be able to feel our way through this, with some starts and stops. I'm not sure that you necessarily have to protest your government. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that the government has sacrificed its moral authority. It just doesn't have it. You still might need to pay attention to them. Maybe they'll correct. Maybe they'll get it right eventually. But they have no moral authority. So as I said on Twitter today, if a store opened in my town, and the guidelines say I can't use that store, but if they do, I'm going to go to that store. I'm going to buy something at that fucking store if I don't even need anything from that store. All right. If somebody wants to take a chance, and I don't recommend this, by the way, I think it would be foolhardy to open a small business because you could get your ass kicked by the legal system. But if you do, I'm on your side. All right. I'll wear my mask. I'll do curb pickup. I'll do whatever you need. Wash my hands. I'll do all that. But if you open up illegally, I'm your customer. Okay? And I don't see any other path to the other side of this. So, who's lying? As far as I can tell, I don't know if it's lying or just people don't know. It's hard to say.